What is a feeling? A feeling is a thought about a sensation. A sensation is essentially a neutral experience until the mind gives it meaning. When we feel, we are creating a story around a bodily sensation to make sense of an experience, thus giving it life. That sensation may feel good or bad, bringing either a positive or negative effects, depending on the meaning we assign through our beliefs and mental narratives. But experiencing positive or negative feelings isn't inherently good or bad. It's simply part of life's natural process. Because all sensations are neutral, the mind gives them meaning to make life feel meaningful. A negative experience creates feelings of division, a sense of disconnection from life. This may manifest as contraction, pain, or heaviness in the body, which can make us feel lost, closed off, inferior, or scattered. These feelings are often labeled as fear, sadness, anger, guilt, shame, and frustration. A positive experience brings feelings of wholeness, a sense of connection and oneness with life. It may feel like expansion, lightness, and freedom in the body, which invites presence, openness, strength, vitality, and joy. Common expressions of positive feelings includes love, peace, happiness, gratitude, inspiration, and satisfaction. A mind that dwells on negativity sees life through a negative lens, which then shapes the world it projects outward. The same is true for a mind steeped in positivity. Positive and negative polarity need each other to exist. They are like opposing magnets, attracting to define the contrast that gives rise to creation. Without the negative, we wouldn't experience separation. Without the positive, we couldn't recognize unity. Each polarity serves a purpose as a mindset, positive as creative or negative as destructive. Nothing has inherent meaning. Meaning arises through perception, and nothing in the realm of experience can exist without its opposite, except consciousness, or shared being, which remains ungraspable to the polarity of mind. Pleasure and pain are two sides of the same coin. The only difference is how the mind interprets bodily sensations. What feels pleasurable to one might feel painful to another. Pleasure itself isn't always positive. Pain itself isn't always negative. A negative mind may find pleasure in another's pain, driven by a belief in separation and power imbalance, while a positive mind finds pleasure in shared joy, driven by connection and unity. When our thoughts and sensations are in harmony, we feel a coherent presence in the body and an ability to feel from the heart. Feeling from the heart is a sign of being in tune with life in a positive way. The heart naturally guides us towards a true nature through its resonance, which harmonize with the rhythms of the universe. When thoughts and sensations are in disharmony, we feel disconnected from the heart, separated, lonely, or divided. This inner disconnection often leads to action that are harmful to ourselves and the world. Life naturally gravitates towards pleasure and avoids pain for survival. Bonding feels pleasurable because it awakens our life force. Sex and reproduction brings pleasure because they carry the essence of that life force, the potential for continuity of life. When used positively, pleasure becomes a powerful tool for connection. But where there is pleasure, there is always the potential for pain, a contrast that helps the mind distinguish between the two. When used negatively, pleasure becomes a way to avoid pain, resisting the natural process of feeling both, which is essential for feeling alive. By recognizing the patterns in our lives and the kinds of feelings they bring, we gain the power to choose our response to align with the polarity we prefer. Positive polarity unites us with life. It allows us to embrace both pleasure and pain with compassion and understanding. Negative polarity separates us from life, causing us to chase pleasure in an attempt to avoid pain. But in truth, all experiences remain neutral until we give them meaning. When you, as consciousness, direct attention to a sensation in the body, you encounter its limitations. This might feel like an itch, an ache, a contraction, or an expansion, whatever the mind chooses to label it. These sensations are interpreted through the five senses: smell, taste, touch, sight, and hearing, all governed by the sixth, the mind. The mind is a process of patterned thought that constructs what we call objective reality. It orchestrates the geometry of life through limited perception, shaping the body and shaping the world. It is a tool through which consciousness creates and explores itself in form. When sensations harmonizes with the stories of the mind, consciousness shines through as peace, love, happiness, and oneness. These are the signature feelings of positive polarity. But when thought and sensations fall into disharmony, the body manifests discomfort, stirring up emotional energy. Negative stories and beliefs begin to distort consciousness, generating emotions rooted in the feelings of separation, which feeds into fear and hate, the signature feelings of negative polarity. These emotions fuel the survival of negative polarity, and yet they serve a purpose as part of the mind's dualistic evolution. The positive polarity in turn neutralizes this emotional charge, integrating negative patterns through the alchemy of love that embraces it all. A sensation is a limited experience of life. A feeling is the embodiment of that experience. An emotion is a charged up feeling, energy in motion, waiting to be integrated. When we feel a sensation, we meet a boundary. When we feel a feeling, we encounter polarity. When we feel an emotion, we meet potential, a doorway to expansion. To embody emotional energy, we must feel it fully and understand it as it truly is, energy in motion. By recognizing our inner patterns and the feelings they generate, we become empowered to choose, to align with the polarity of the mind's choice, because in the end, all experience is neutral until we give it meaning. Feelings are how consciousness knows its being. Feeling is how we know where the mind stands in relation to the universe. And when you know yourself as the universe, you begin to feel who you truly are. Peace, love, happiness. Be love, be peace, and stay aware. Thank you for watching.